What is up, everybody? Today is another Lightroom tutorial, and what we're going to do today is we're going to take Peter McKinnon's preset pack for Lightroom and take a look at some photos that I shot the other day, apply his presets to those. Now what I do with presets if I download somebody else's presets is I use them sort of as the baseline. I don't use them, drop in their preset, and then that's my photo edit and that's it, but I will use it as a starting point. And Peter McKinnon's are really, there's two that I really like out of that I've used in the past and that I'll just do some slight tweaks to. So let's just take a look at that right now. So I've already preloaded in these pictures that I took at this abandoned building area right across from where I work. Found a very cool place to film and potentially do some photo shoots. Just took some stills in here now. That roof right there, that roof, that's where I work. This is right across the way. It's like a big building that used to be something that has just been torn apart from wind, weather, and vandals. But it looks really sweet. I'd love to actually get the kids over here for like a photo shoot, have them dressed up like in like their church clothes, like Sunday best type thing, and then have them inside there where it's all grimy and nasty and take some photos. So see if my wife will let me do that soon. But took some pictures in there. I love like tore up abandoned buildings and structures and stuff, especially like with beautiful backgrounds. I just think the contrast of that is just beautiful. Not all of these are going to be usable, but I'm going to go through, like I said, I've already dropped them in. Here you can see these are the Peter McKinnon presets over here. He has Ansel, Avatar, Brighten Me Up, Dolomite, Frontier, Stroke, Kodak, Heat Stroke, Kodak Summer, Macchiato, Maritimer, Mute Master, Overexposed Fix, Pool Party, Red Crush, Rift Valley, and Soho. And you can see a preview up in this area here as you hover over. It's not really large enough to really, you can bring it out. That's about I think that's as far as you can go. So you can get a little bit of an idea of what it's going to look like. But like I said, this is just really just a starting point for me. Okay, so what we're gonna do first, let's go full screen just to give you guys. So this first one is just right when you pull up in the drive, there's just, I guess, just people just dump their crap there since it's an abandoned building, because it's obviously not leftover from the building. There's like a bunch of kids' toys and tires and stuff. Let's take a look at his Ansel, which obviously would be a black and white. And it's nice, not really my style. There's a lot of grain in it to give you an old photo look, like Ansel Adams. This is the Avatar. Again, this is a little too warm for my liking. Brighten Me Up would be one that was probably really underexposed, but obviously this photo is not underexposed, so now it's overexposed. Dolomite. I'm only going to do this on the first picture to show you guys all the different presets because I'm just going to use the ones that I usually use. Frontier, which looks like it's going to darken up a lot. Dolomite had a lot of purple in it, magenta. Heat Stroke, which is one of my favorites. Kodak Summer, which is another one of the ones that I like. There's actually three, I guess, that I really like. Macchiato. Maritimer, no. Mute Master, which I think would be enough if you were overexposed, maybe. So it looks super dark. As you can see, we're all over on the side. Overexposed Fix. Pool Party, which I don't hate that one either. It's like a teal and orange edit. Red Crush, which is another one that I use. So really I like Heat Stroke, Red Crush, and Kodak Summer. There's Red Crush. And then Rift Valley, which I've never used this one. And and Soho. Okay, so this one, I think, just going through it, I'm going to do Red Crush. So, and like I said, this would be perfectly fine to drop, you know, to use right away, but I like to give it a little bit of tweaking myself, because I feel like if I'm just going to use someone else's presets, why am I even editing? Just drop it in and go. So I try to trim it, try to edit it down a little bit more so it's a little bit more my style. I think anybody's presets is a good starting point. So I'm going to add a little bit of vignetting, dehaze. I'm going to bring it up because I really want these to be super contrasty and pop all of these pictures with this abandoned building area. I'll sharpen just a hair more. I like the tones. I like everything with the color. But what I am going to do is I want clarity like way up. I want a little bit more saturation, not a ton. And then a little bit more vibrance. And let's see what we can do. A little more contrast. And now just looking at it overall, you can see from one side to the other. I mean, just the sky alone, but just the colors that are all popping down in here. I mean, it's a different photo. It's just a different photo. So I like that one. We'll run over to this one. Now I have a few that are sort of the same, so I'm just going to have to decide which one I like. Okay, I like this one, so I'm going to get rid of these. And this other one I will get rid of. So this one we'll try heat stroke first. Let's see what Red Crush looks like with this one. I think I may like Red Crush just because it may bring out a little bit of this rust. Yeah. Okay. So we'll stick with Red Crush on this one as well. And what I'm going to do over here is I'm going to try to straighten this out because it looks like I'm a little bit off. All my 99% of my photos are handheld. This was no exception. So I'm going to I want to lock my original aspect because I don't want to lose that. And then what I'm trying to, yeah. It may be already straight, but just the perception of it is just a hair off for me. There we go. All I really did was straighten out this mountain line right there. So I'm going to go back down here. I'm going to hit a little dehaze. A little bit of that vignetting, just a hair. Just a little bit of sharpening, a little bit more. And then back up again. Let's see what the clarity will do. I don't want to darken it up because I actually want to brighten this up a hair. Yeah, there we go. And then get that. Let's get some more contrast because I like these to be super poppy, if that makes sense. I'll see, I like that. And I like this because you're sort of looking in this doorway. This was like a bay door right here, so I left this side here to give it some foreground. So this one, did I only take, yeah, I only took one. So this one, right from the jump, I'm going to straighten it out. I knew when I took it, it was a little off. So again, keeping the same aspect. All I'm going to look for is I'm going to try to straighten it. That is pretty close. And this one, again, I like this where you're sort of looking through the tore up building to what the sky should look pretty nice. Let's try I think we're going to go red crush again. We may go red crush across the board. I think it's really going to make the sky pop back there. Yeah, that's... So, but first, again, we're going to brighten it up a little bit to even it out some. I'm going to give it some contrast. Oh, you know what? I screwed up. I want to go to dehaze first. I always try to go to dehaze first because dehaze sort of throws off exposure and everything. So, and what dehaze does is it dehazes the picture, but what it'll really do, anything with your, like a landscape, it really brings out the clouds a little bit more without having to punch up the contrast and the clarity, which I do anyways. Okay, a little bit of sharpening. I'm not going to use any vignetting here because I think we already have some natural vignetting going on. We're going to bring clarity up a little bit and contrast up a little bit. I really like this photo. Now there's a bunch of stuff you could do. I try to do very minimal editing when I'm doing editing. I try to do very quick edits. Like I said, the presets help with that. Do I have a few different choices? No, I have a few different choices of the sneaker. Okay, so again, this one's pretty crooked. Not 100% sure if I even like this photo because it's very similar to, you know what? It's way too similar. Hold on. Let me escape out of this. Maybe it's, well, it's a different aspect. We'll edit it. This one I don't think I usually would, but let's... Did I save? Okay. Again, keeping the same aspect. And I'm really just sort of trying to line up that horizon a little bit. I was way off on this one. I was actually sort of in a rush. I was on my way somewhere and just stopped at this place on a whim. It's literally across the street from where I work, but let's... You know what I'm going to... well, no. Okay, we'll stick with Red Crush. I was actually just going to do a black and white edit. My own edit, but maybe we'll do Red Crush and then just flick it black and white and see what it looks like. So the exposure here looks good on this one. Let's go down to dehaze, give it a little dehaze. Little bit of, oh, I jumped past it, sharpening. And then what I want to do is a little bit with the clarity and contrast as well. Now I'm going to bring back up the exposure, try to even it out a little bit. Okay, I like that. But now what I want to do is just, up here you can do the treatment, which is color is what I'm usually in, but you can hit a black and white and just flick it over and get a look at what it's going to look like. I actually think I like that. Let's see what we can do with, bring the contrast like crazy, clarity. I'm losing the sky a little bit, so let's go down here to dehaze and see if I can bring that contrast back. I think I went way over. That's not too bad. Let's go back up to exposure. Yeah, see, I don't think I like the black and white. Let me jump back. Yeah, I don't think I want to do black and white with this one. It loses. I like the rust. I like all that. So there may be another one that we're going to jump and maybe do some. But for right now... So here I got 3 different shots with this ripped up Nike shoe. This is an actual position. I didn't really move it around. I don't like it super centered. I think I like this one, although I'm way off because there's a bunch of glass, so I couldn't lay on the ground to get my to be level. So keep our aspect. Just look at the ground. That's pretty good right there. So let's just try Red Crush since that's been killing it with all the other ones and see how that one's gonna look. I'm not sure what these little bearings or the green thing is right in front of it. I'm not sure, but The sole is laying there, and then the rest of it, not sure what Nike that is. I think that's gonna work, but let's do a little teasing with the image here. Obviously it's way underexposed once we added the preset, so we'll bring this back around there. Get a little bit of clarity, a little bit more contrast, a little sharpen it up. Let's bring the exposure up a little bit more. I like that. So then I'm starting to make my way sort of into the building. I don't know if I want to edit that one at all. Or that one. I think I just want to jump into the building. So let's do Red Crush. Yeah, I like the way that's looking. Okay. I think I'm just going to go exposure a little. I don't want it too over. Just a hair more. I want to get this contrast, this clarity. I want this to pop, that graffiti. I just want to pop. A little bit more sharpening, and that's going to be it. That I really like. So this one I moved inside. Let's see what we can do with this. You can see all the insulation just sort of ripping down from the top. I thought it looked really cool. So it's going to be way underexposed. But luckily with like a raw file, it's really never, it's never really lost. Get some contrast, some clarity, a little bit of sharpening. Let's see what dehaze will do us inside here. I don't think much. That's not bad. I'm really dying to get to the last picture, which is this area over here. Now this that's very similar to this one, so I'm not really gonna mess with that one. This one looks like it's way underexposed. Yeah, I like this one. We'll go with this one instead of that one. Okay. So yeah, this looks good. So a little dehaze, a little sharpen, a little more sharpen. Trying to see where my focus is here. Let's get some clarity way up on this one. Contrast way up. And I think we'll go down a little bit with the... Maybe let's try straightening that out. Oh, that's nice. I like that. And so we're not going to do this one. This is the one I've been waiting for right here. All done in the name of fun. And then I love this umbrella, this rainbow umbrella, all the insulation. I just love the composition of this one, if I do say so myself. So let's see, Red Crush or Heat Stroke. I think Red Crush is going to bring out the colors a little bit more. So let's get down to dehaze, see if we can get a little bit of that. Sharpen it up a hair more. And clarity. I really want this one to pop, so we're gonna do clarity and contrast, and then we'll adjust our exposure when those set. We get those set, yeah. Right there. See, now I wish I could, these were super dull, so I can't. Let's see if I can do something like this. Come on, baby. I don't think it's gonna work. Trying to get more color out of that, so I'm jacking up the saturation in this lower area to see if that will bring those colors out in that umbrella at all. It looks like it may. Yeah, I like that. A little bit. I gave it a little bit more color. Like I said, they were already like pastel there from weather. I think that's going to be it. Anyways, that's going to be it for this Lightroom walkthrough. If you guys are interested in Peter McKinnon's presets, I'll leave links for them down in the description. Yeah, let me know what you guys think down in the comments section. If you like this video, hit the thumbs up. If you've yet to subscribe, you can do that down below as well. And I will talk to you guys tomorrow.